Hello, I'm Luke Neller and welcome to Best Replays of the Week. This week we have a Gandalf preventing passage, a stealthy sniper going full ninja, and an invader facing impossible odds. Let's go! Let's start with a 1390 scout game on Malinevka. Karl-Heinz Rummenigge plays on the EU servers and has a fresh take on how to tackle this map. The whistle blows and Mori kicks off with a sprint. The AMX dribbles deep into the opposing side and starts causing trouble for the defenders. Our forward needs to be careful about being spotted, but it's a great position for receiving a long pass. Ugh. You know what? That's enough football references, guys. You get the idea. The E5 is a tempting target, but this is a risky move. And a single hit from a grille from Zane proves that it wasn't worth it after all. Mori pulls back a little, reloads the gun, and heads back out. Our scout is one shot from death, but it's not slowing down. Mori does donuts in front of the enemy force, keeping them lit for allies to gun down. Here's an opportunity to do some damage. Hey Grille, remember me? Targets are rapidly running out. The last standing is an E75, and even that one blows up before the reload is done. That was a bit of a stop, and it probably looked like an easy game. But what made it so easy was our scout with nearly 12,000 spotting and 2,000 direct damage on top. Nice. This week's Steel Wall comes from the American region, as we might have guessed from the name Bubba Devlin. Bubba's tank is the hard-headed T-29, and the match is a Tier 8 encounter on Lakeville. While most of the team heads towards the city, Bubba and an AMX M445 stay behind to block the Western Passage. It's a good call, as a large enemy force is attempting to push through there. Bubba decides to play Gandalf, declaring that none shall pass. The T-29 is in its element, fighting hold down and tanking incoming fire with the turret. Two allies provide fire support from the rear, but it's Bubba's T-29 which takes all the hits. As the opposing force thins out, Bubba gets more aggressive about finishing them off. Some damage is taken, but when the dust clears, our Steel Wall has notched up 5 kills. That was great work, but it's not over yet. The entire team is dead, and there are 2 still standing. One of them is in the circle, but luckily capturing is slow in an encounter. Hello, no Invader medal for you. The opponent retreats from sight, and Bubba follows. The Scorpion makes an appearance, but is driven away as well. Fighting 2 higher-tiered opponents should be quite a challenge, but a Steel Wall is, of course, nigh indestructible. The Scorpion dies easily, but an IS-6 can take a serious pounding. Bubba side-scrapes like a pro and works to weaken it. Ouch! Better not get cocky. The IS-6 can easily win this fight. It falls back once again and Bubba follows, cautiously. The IS-6 keeps pulling back, but this time Bubba goes for the kill. A couple more shots and it's game over. Great work! Bubba Devlin, not only did you tank over 6,000 points of damage, but dished out an equal measure. Talk about not turning the other cheek. A true Steel Wall carry from the middle of the pack. Now let's watch a sniper at work on the Asian server. Sizka Koda goes against common wisdom by choosing the smaller caliber T-37. We're back on Malinevka. The sniper sprints forward looking for targets and opens the match with a spectacular headshot. Light tanks are the eyes and ears of a team, and it's important to take them out early. The Lux keeps revealing Siska's position. Only after it dies can our sniper get back to work. Our T-37 waits for the Hellcat to get close before springing the trap. The team is badly behind now, so it's time to get a move on. Meeting a T-34 comes as a surprise, but our sniper is always ready to claim another kill. The OI gets picked off without stopping, but as Siska looks for another victim, the last of the team falls in battle. It's now 1 against 7. Siska will have to fight like a ninja to carry this match. Assassinating that M6 uneyed is a promising start. The next target is a Hellcat. It tries to dive for cover, but there is no escape. The Jumbo is next in the firing line. It tries to run as well, and actually bounces the finishing shot. That one gets to live for a while. The Achilles throws down the gauntlet, and Siska picks it up. Our ninja sniper fires on the move, and the opponent moves no more. Our sniper takes to the high ground, with that jumbo in pursuit. Taking another shot at the Sherman only bounces off its heavy armor. Siska leaves the jumbo for later and goes to deal with the Kappa. The KV-1 proves hard to damage with regular AP. It tries to hide, but there is no escape from a ninja. There's a Hummel out on the field, and the jumbo's stalking the high ground. The Sherman's armor continues to hold, so Siska goes after the Arctic. It is driven into the circle. Our sniper softens up the target from range and then closes in for the kill. Did you notice? This sniper didn't get spotted once during that takedown. 2 more to go. The jumbo comes into view, and this time our sniper takes it out of the match. Now where's that other SPG? The seconds tick down as Siska looks for the last opponent. Honor demands a victory after all this effort. There it is! The S-51 soaks up the shells, finally dying with 2 seconds left on the clock. Whew! 10 kills and a Kalabanov's medal for the small caliber sniper. It looked all but impossible when this stealth specialist was left alone on the map. But here we are. Ninja. Now let's head back to the EU service for this week's dose of carnage. Jackie FA drives an M48A1 Patton and gets a lucky matchmaking roll on Erlenberg. The Patton is a bit of a strange beast for a medium, as it's actually bigger than the heavy T110E5. The tank isn't particularly fast or well armoured either, but it does excel in quick snapshots and shooting on the move. Jack skirmishes like a pro, but it takes quite a while before the first kill is secured. There we go, now let's get a streak going. Nice, that's 2. The game mode is Assault, and our top gun is on the defending side, so the capture warning is a bit of a problem, and there are several enemies between here and the base. A handful of shots take care of the Skoda, and the second attempt gets rid of a rival Patton. The ISU backs away, and another opponent joins it in the circle. The capture gets nail-bitingly close, but Jack lands the reset shot just in time. The Jagdpanzer is a deadly menace, but luckily not a mobile one. An RT strike softens it up nicely, and Jack brings it down with several shots. The ISU is still there, but Jack deals with it with ease. That's Top Gun, and the 7th kill follows moments later. The TVP T5051 is a dangerous foe, but the Patton should be able to take it. The Czech Heavy does surprisingly little damage before going down. All that remains is disposing of the Arctic, but they seem to be on the hunt as well. Counter-battery fire takes care of the first one, so Jack races ahead to find the others. Has this one gone AFK? It doesn't really matter. And there's the last one. The remaining HE shell isn't enough to finish it off, and a heat round bounces off its roof. Third time's the charm, and the game ends with 10 kills. Impressive damage and good use of armor with a medium that's the size of a barn. Stopping the capture with seconds to go was a nice touch as well. The episode finale is an Invader game from the European servers. The battleground is Tundra, where Iztok 9 drives an American T110E5 heavy tank. Iztok heads to the western choke, and it takes front and center in the fighting. It's what we like to see from a top-tier heavy. E5 performs well in the fighting, but allies start falling one by one. Soon, it's just Iztok and a platoon mate holding the line. Metal grinds against metal for what seems like an eternity. But by the time Iztok claims the first kill, there are only 2 allies remaining. It's 3 against 8, and the enemies are closing in. Iztok finishes off another, but isn't fast enough to save anyone. All alone now against 7. Iztok slays the CDC, charges a T10, and takes it out as well. 5 more to go. A Borsig appears from the rear, but it seems a little scared. Good, it should be. It plays for time, trying to hold on until reinforcements arrive. Iztok misses a shot, wasting precious time. Finally, our Invader gets the Borsig. But how to deal with the T95? Ouch! Directly on the commander's hatch! The medkit is already gone, and more enemies are joining the fight. Iztok charges the Waffenträger, taking another massive hit. Iztok manages to scrap the TD, but is down to 32 hit points. That's it then, no room for any more mistakes. A surprise 1375 is easy to step on, but back to that T95, it's a real problem. The big TD's hatch is visible, but only just. Iztok takes several cautious shots, only landing a hit when it rolls forward. A T28 prototype joins the fight, fortunately missing its opening shot. The T95 commits to an attack, and Iztok scores another hit. Will it have time to retaliate? No. Iztok reloads first, and then there was one. Iztok gets to work on the prototype, but the first heat round fails to do damage. The second one blows away a chunk of HP, but the third one fails again. This may be a problem, as there are only 2 shells left. The fourth shot strikes a wrecked tank, and while the last one hits, it's not enough to finish it off. Now what? You may have been wondering what makes this an Invader game rather than a Last Stand Top Gun. Well, this is why. Iztok reverses out of the situation, and the prototype doesn't immediately follow. Iztok opens up the throttle and races for the enemy's base. Luckily, the American Heavy is pretty fast compared to a T-28 prototype. Our Invader arrives at the circle, peeks out towards the canyon, and a shot pings off the armor. The T-28 is right there. Smart, like a fox. The TD doesn't advance right away, but bounces another shot off the Invader as soon as it sees a glimpse of the turret. The E5 retreats behind a rock as a helpful ally reminds Iztok about the dangers of HE. It's important to keep tabs on the prototype, however, and yes, it's coming. 10 seconds remaining. Will it get here in time? 5 seconds left. 3, a few more and victory! Iztok 9 fought an amazing battle in the Western Pass and found a way to win despite running out of ammo. This could have been a crucial contribution or Top Gun just as well, but that endgame deserved the title of Invader. And that's it for this episode. So many of these nicknames could mean so many different things. I hope I got them all right. I'm Luke Neller, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.